Hi, hope everybody's doing well today and having a great time. I mean, it's getting towards the end of, in Phoenix here, it's getting towards the end of the summer, but it's still 107 and 109. But we know that in a couple weeks, this is going to be over, right? And we know this is going to be over. Anyway, I wanted to share a healing modality with you, and it's called Opono Pono. It's a Hawaiian modality that there was a doctor over in Hawaii who was a psychiatrist, and he was going into this like a mental institution or whatever, and he going to be working with all these patients, and so they gave him a notebook about the patients that had their picture there, and he never met a single one of them, and he did this modality with them, just thinking about this, and turns out that I guess they all got healed, but they all were released and everything, and he just did amazing work on that, and he never even met them. And his whole premise is that we are bringing everybody who you come in contact with in your life, especially the ones that are giving you a hard time, we bring them in so that we can learn a lesson, and that we should appreciate these people that for coming in and do that. So I have a perfect situation now with my grandson who lived with us for a long time, and he and I have a love-hate relationship. We've been, I guess, in past lives together all the time. But anyway, in this life, we've been together a lot, and so he lived with us for 3 different times. And then the third time, he was starting to be very toxic, and he got to acting like he was an abusive husband. And I don't know why, it's not like I've had an abusive husband in this life, because my husband, I was married for 50 years. We had a wonderful relationship. He was my best friend, so it's certainly not him. Anyway, so apparently I needed to learn a lesson about getting out from under an abusive husband. So Anthony comes in, and he's starting to get toxic like that. And I can say to him, I'm sorry I needed to learn this lesson. And thank you so much for being willing to be part of this lesson for me to learn. And forgive me for bringing you and getting you all involved with my lesson. I love you. And I don't think that's the right order, but that's the four statements that you can make. And so what I say with him is that he was actually he played the role of a really abusive husband, not physical, but mentally. And I put up with it. I don't know why. I put it up with it for years and years and years, until finally, after my husband died, 3 months or so later, he just got kind of like right over it. So he did something that I say, oh, that's my line in the sand. That's it. I'm not putting up with this anymore. And then we had a big fight and argument, and I told him he needed to get the heck out of my house. And then he left, and I haven't seen him for 6 years. But I want to tell you that he did a fabulous job of playing the role of this abusive husband. And so we need to thank him for that, and that he's willing to come in and do that for me, so that I can learn to stand up and throw an abusive husband out of my house, which I did, and then just appreciate him so much that he was willing to do that. And I really, really appreciate it. So he played that role perfectly. So whoever you've got in your life right now that's absolutely pulling your chain or sticking a dagger in your heart and twisting it, try that with them. To go through those 4 steps that, I'm sorry I needed to learn this, to have, whatever role this person is playing in your life, I need to learn it. I'm sorry I had to learn it. Forgive me for bringing you into it. Thank you for being willing to come and help me learn my lesson. I love you. To do that with them, and see if you can't just switch out of the tension of all this thing. These people are pulling your chain and just driving you crazy. Well, see if you can get out from underneath that, and this is how I got past that. Like, I appreciate my grandson for doing all that, so because I did finally stand up and speak up for myself. So it helped me grow a lot. Anyway, so look around and see who is absolutely sticking a dagger in your heart and twisting it. That's the person. They're your best teacher. They volunteer to come in here and teach you these lessons. So thank him for that, and go through this and then release them. And you want to hurry up and release them so that they can get out from this thing that they signed up to come and help us with all that. You need to release them from that assignment, that relationship that we had. Anyway, that's it for today, and I appreciate that you're watching my non-stop aha moments, and my name is Heather Clark, and I appreciate that you watch, and I would love it if you would subscribe and share it and pass it on to your friends and let them know. I have about, I think, 115 videos on my page, my channel, and I think 9 minutes is the longest one it was, and I like little short stuff like 2-3 minutes, get to the point, Don't waste a lot of time talking about other stuff. Get to the point. What's the bottom line? And then they're all this little points to ponder. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.